All right, hello, hello, hello. Well, it's going to be part two. Part one of the video, will Kratom and CBD set you free? I'm going to upload that. This is going to be next. This is a good subject, so make them like 15 minutes and 15 minutes per uh, good YouTube guidelines. But I have a lot to say to you, and that's why I was talking about the subject of in part one, the first responders, professionals, doctors, lawyers, CPA, nurses, professors, teachers, all walks of life, individuals out there that it would basically they could lose their job if for some reason beyond their control they would have got on opiates and then went and made it knowledge by applying for rehab. And some of the cases, you watch my YouTube channel here, you'll see where there's professionals been 23 years. For example, one was a detective, narcotics detective, 23 years on the force, and he applied for rehab for his daughter, 16-year-old daughter, and the insurance company turned her down. 2 days later, he goes downstairs. She was sleeping in the basement, and she had OD'd on opiates. His baby girl, he had to bury her. That's what I'm talking about. It's not right. Something has to be done. And as simple as a leaf that be ground up and made some tea out of to help them get off of the opiates. See, ladies and gentlemen, it's the withdrawal pains. That's what they're trying to get away from. It's not that they're looking to be out here and media, fake news tries to have you believing, oh, they're out there partying. No, they're not. They could have actually got onto it at a party, yes, but children will be children. And maybe they thought it was just something like, hey, a temporary buzz and have a good time at the party and go home and it's all over. Not with opiates. It's a different beast that they're not prepared for. They don't really teach them that in school. They don't teach it. You see, and they get on it and they don't know how to get off of it. And then they're in fear or intimidated from talking to their family, their parents. They don't want to get in trouble. Hey, I got 2 sons and a daughter. They're all grown now. I raised them. I know what that's like. And they don't always tell dad or mom what they did, but that's part of the growing process. So what the kratom does is it gives opportunity. Let's say somebody could be 22 years old, 25 years old. It gives them the opportunity to have a alternative than to go out here and what if the family has no insurance? What if the family got laid off at the job, no insurance, no employment? Should they suffer? Should they suffer when there's something as easy as a leaf that can be ground up and they can have it mix it with orange juice and help them with the withdrawal symptoms to give them time and then let their body heal. And then what happens is the body's a healing miracle. It will reboot and then life rolls on. It'll either be as good, if not better, than before. Think about it. These folks that's out here on the opiates, in some cases, their family has kicked them out of the house. It's not that they chose to, and it's not their child or their loved one or their niece or their nephew or their grandson or granddaughter or son and daughter. It's not that they don't love them. It's just what goes along with the negativity of opiate addiction. These young men and young women out there are out here trying to provide to pay for this habit. It's negative world. They don't know what else to do because when they try to get off of it, then they start getting onto the negative withdrawal symptoms, and it gets to be so painful it drives them back to the streets, and they're in this vicious cycle. Whereas with drinking some kratom, it helps them all out of that cycle that they get their life back. It's not that the family is trying to kick the loved one out. It's the behavior they can't accept. It's the behavior. They love their son, their daughter, their grandchildren, their nieces or nephews. We all do. It's the behavior that goes with the opiate addiction. So what happens is now they've got a $200 a day habit on the street and they're out here stealing from their family or wherever. Let me ask you a question here. Let's talk. Do you think it's possible that people in this world, this day and time, that are unemployed, that haven't eaten in days, do you think they ever had the thought in their mind just to go in here and go to a store? They get so hungry that they go in and they take something to eat. They're not trying to be bad people. They're hungry. They're hungry. I can't approve of a world. I can't even go there with you right now talking about that issue. I'm just going to say they're hungry. They're hungry. They get something to eat. Do you see? And that's something as simple as hunger pains. We've all had hunger pains. We know what that's like. But when they get food instantly, hunger pains go away. It's not that way with opiates, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that way. These withdrawal symptoms go on for days. You got the sweats. You've got the depression like you can't imagine. I'll talk about that later too. You see, they're cold. Their muscles cramp. They can't, listen, ladies and gentlemen, with that intense pain, they can't focus. They can't even focus. All they're trying to do, hey, let me ask you a question. You ever slammed your thumb with a hammer? Or maybe, hey, how about in the middle of the night, get up, going to the bathroom or going to the kitchen, mom and dad, and you step on that Lego, you know what I'm saying? It got right up in the middle of the soft part of your foot, huh? You ever had that happen before? Doesn't feel good, does it? But we're parents. We go, oh, we may say a few things to ourselves about it, and then we'll take it and see, we'll launch it out the back door like, yeah, I got something for that Lego. Blast, it's gone. Never have that happen again. But you see the pain? We're not thinking about anything else about the pain but the pain that Lego sent up through our foot. Thinking, I should have turned the light on. I'm responsible. I can't blame my children. You know, hey, I should have turned the light on. But what I'm saying is we can't focus on anything until that pain ceases. That's what's going on with these, folks, the loved ones. They're basically, it's that pain. They're trying to get away from the pain, and they don't know how. They don't know how. They don't know what to do. That's the purpose of this channel. For those that would like to have another option, then they'll have the knowledge. All I'm doing is putting the knowledge to give you the choice. Give you the choice. Then you make the choice, whatever it is, it's okay. My mission in life, I didn't know what it was. I asked myself when I was after that accident, I asked myself over and over, why? And I'm going to tell you, I had all the emotions. I had the anger, like, let me get that hands on the individual that did. Oh, if you knew what I went through in my mind, wasn't nice, but hey, I'm human, right? And then you go through the depression. Oh, yeah, all of it. And what helped me through is because I couldn't even raise up to eat, but I could think and I could watch YouTube. And that's what I started doing, like a therapy. That was my therapy. That's why I'm on here right now for you. The universe brought you to me for us to be together for a reason. Therapy. I like to be there for you. I've been where you at. I'm going through what you're going through right now. Not the opiates, but I got to have more surgery. You know how I deal with it? I'll tell you how I deal with it. Watch my videos. CBD, baby. CBD, the best in the universe. Yeah, no THC. So for all of them, they're going, oh yeah, they're just getting high. They're getting high on that CBD. No, dude. No, you're missing the boat. It has no THC, so what's your excuse now? What else? What other negativity can you come up with to try to neg out people who's trying to do the right thing? It has no THC in it. Get the memo. And then I use the Kratom when I have to. That's right. When the pain gets, I travel all the time. I speak at a lot of engagements, speaking engagements. I go to meet and greets. I help people. That's what I love to do. You know, I'm so happy to be alive because I could have punched out that ticket right then when that happened. I was moments away, within millimeters. That's what my surgeon said, within millimeters. I would have been dead or paralyzed for the rest of my life. I'd either been in that big synagogue in the sky or I'd been paralyzed in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I thank God every day. And that's why I asked him, basically, what can I do? Why did this happen? And then it come to me. Hey, I'm going through it for a reason because millions and millions and millions of other folks out there are going through it too. And they don't know who to turn to. You know what they're doing? Let me share with you what they're doing. They're quietly suffering in pain. They don't know who to turn to. They don't know what to do. They don't know what direction to go. Let me ask you a question. Who's the only person that could guide them? It's a place they've never been before. How do they know how to go through it? Who's the only person? Someone that's been through it. They can say, hey, I went through it. I didn't have anybody walk me through it. I didn't have anybody show me through it. I went through it, and this is what the information I gathered from going through it. And I paid the price so nobody else would have to go through it without being guided on what to do. I pay the price so they don't have to. That's the way I look at it. I pay the price so they don't have to bury their loved one. Because to me, that's just not even right. I'll be honest with you. To me, that's a sin. Okay, I'm just not for that. That's not the way I grew up. I didn't grow up that way. You help people, right? Okay, let's talk for a minute. You got to believe in karma. You got to believe in karma. You do the right thing, it's going to come back. That's what I'm thinking. We're all working together. We're putting karma out there. It's going to come back to you good and multiplied many times over for the people that you help. That's what we're doing here, working together, giving them the opportunity to get their family that's on the street that they had to basically kick out of the house because they was stealing everything. It's not that they don't love them. But hey, they got to do damage control. That's their home. They've got to protect it. And it's not their loved one. They love that loved one. It's the behavior. So what I'm saying here, and I'm just presenting this is for educational purposes only. Okay? I don't have a PhD in psychology. I don't have all these credentials. Yes, I taught college, yes, but that wasn't psychology. So we're discussing what happens. Well, here's what happens. Here's just an idea for educational purposes only. What if you could take some powder, which is a leaf that's ground up, give it to that loved one. They're on the street because guess what? They could mix it with water. These people that's out here sleeping in these tents, they're everywhere. Think about it. They're everywhere. They're out here sleeping in tents. And what could happen? They mix this kratom with water. It gives them enough time that they can heal. Of course, they're going to have to stay away from the streets. They have to stay away from anything that has anything to do with opiates. But let me ask you a question. What if they really are ready? What if they're really ready right now to get away? Their intent is get off the streets, get away from the opiates. They're thinking about all those times that, hey, you remember they was driving up to mom's house, the grandmother's house, the auntie's house, and the auntie or mom or grandmother had that good food, that cake, yeah, that pie, hey, bacala, whatever that they loved, their favorite, and mom or grandmother or auntie was cooking it and they could smell it before they walked to the door and they like, yeah, that's love there. And they go in there and they enjoy a good meal. They think about that. They'd like that again. They didn't choose to be out on the streets with no one or nothing to eat. What if their intent was they'd give anything, if they could have those days back again? Think about that. Think about that just a moment. Let that resonate. Let it resonate in your brain. Let it embellish you. Think about that. If they could have anything in the world, they would love to have that back, to be with mom again, to enjoy that good cake. Be with grandmother again, to enjoy that good pie. Be with Annie again, to enjoy that good bacala. What if that was the dream of their life? Think about this. They could drink that tea, mix it with water, mix that leaf with water and drink it. Get off the opiates. Think about it. Get off the opiates and then start going towards getting back in life again. No more thieving, because guess what? They don't have the pains now. They don't have the pains. They don't have to go out here and steal anything. And I promise you, listen to Randy Rocks here, okay, for a moment. Let's get real. I promise you, every family member, here's my voice right now, will gladly give their son, their daughter, their niece, their nephew, their granddaughter, or their grandson food to eat because they're hungry. They will give them food to eat, especially when they're saying they're opiate free or opiate free. They'll give them something to eat. You see, it's the behavior. It's not that these people out here are bad people. For whatever happened in life, it happened, and they're just trying to get off the opiates. And the way that they're trying to do it is, usually when the pains start, they go back to it. Because the pain, the behavior. So with the leaf, what it does, hey, behavior modification, right? Give them the leaf. They get rid of the symptoms. They don't have to deal with it. All they have to think about then is breathing and eating. Family helps them eat. They go out here and get gainfully employed. They become employed again and get back in the system. That's what we're talking about. That's what this channel's for, to give them another choice. Blast this video and this channel across the universe. You say, Randy, well, what can I do? I hear you. I'm with you on this, okay? Yeah, this is logical. You did your research and you say, yeah, because you're intelligent. You go, that is right. That's logical, okay? What can you do? Well, here's what you can do, all right? You can resonate with your friends and your loved ones and your neighbors, and you go blast this video. You got a smartphone, and you're on social media. We all are on social media. Blast this video around the world. Let everybody know about this leaf, about the kratom, and the CBD also. Because that way they can have some type of life back again. That's what we're saying here. This thing, this epidemic, this opiate epidemic is getting way out of control. And we've got to do something to correct it, something that the average person, I'm talking about now, hey, look, if someone has the best benefits in the universe and they got all the money in the world and they can get the best rehab out there and they don't have to be concerned about losing their job, then I'm saying, hey, go that route, okay? It's cool. It's cool. Bless you. I wish you the best. But for all the other people, they're just looking for a solution. They don't want to risk their job. You know, they saw someone they worked with and they wouldn't come forward. When they came forward and they said, hey, they had a opiate issue, oh, yeah, they gave them rehab, all right. And then after they got out of rehab, they gave them the door. All right? That's why they're not going to come forward, what they saw, what they witnessed. For that kind of person that for whatever reason, they're just looking to get off of it, they can drink a glass of tea or orange juice or a smoothie with a little kratom in it and get off of the opiates. And what the CBD does is, without the THC, we're not talking about partying here, what the CBD without THC does is it helps with the inflammation. It helps them sleep. It helps relax. So their body, you say, Randy, why is that important? Here's why it's important. While their body's resting, while they're getting sleep, they're healing. They're healing. Think about it, you have babies, or I'm sure you have children. Think about, when did our children, when they slept, they were growing? Yeah. And that's what the body does. It regenerates. It's a miracle. It is a miracle. And what they're doing when they're using the CBD without THC, so they're not getting high, is they're healing. Their body is healing. The kratom helps them get off of the opiates, handles the withdrawal symptoms, and the CBD helps them to sleep and rest and build their body back. And a 1-2 process. And why am I saying that's what I did? That's what I did. This is for educational purposes only. But that's how I did it. I had enough of having enough. You know what I'm saying? I just said, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. I never took anything in my life. I didn't even know what an opiate looked like. Nothing. I was like, whoa. I couldn't even, look, if I had to go to the doctor and get a shot, I didn't enjoy that at all. And my own cousin was a surgeon. And I'd go in there like, man, I just can't, saying, Paul, grow up. No, I can't help it, man. I don't like needles, okay? It's just something about it. We all have, or maybe some people it may be a spider, and some people it may be a rock that glows. I don't know. But everybody has their, what do you call those, phobias? Mine's needles. I just, no. I don't even care to go to the dentist. I know you have to, but, I just needles. And so those people, I mean, look at all, now when you see law enforcement pulling people over, and they all got these syringes. I'm going, what's up with this? Something's got to be done. And then they go out here and they get a felony, and there goes their future. Why? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. More people incarcerated in this country than all the other countries put together. Why? Most of it, like 90%, is drugs. Something's got to be done. They go get a felony, and there goes their future. Companies aren't going to hire them. They're not looking for felons. Something that it got out of control. It got out of control for them. Whereas the ones that were looking to get off the opiates, they could have had some tea that they didn't know about until you showed them this channel. You helped subsidize the program so they would know about it. And then they go drink the tea or, the kratom, and then they get off the opiates, and now they have a better life. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about here. help them have a better life. And, we're going to talk more about that in the future. So a lot of these folks that they go get on the streets and they get on the opiates, it's a way for them to get off of it. And it's pretty easy. They don't have to go to the clinic. They get the Kratom, easy as mixing it with water. They could do that. Hey, if they live in a tent, they can go out by the creek, wherever they're staying. There's got to be water somewhere around there. They got to have a cup or something to mix it with and mix their Kratom up and help them get off the opiates so they can come back in society. They don't have to hide out by a creek or hide out in the woods and go through that and not have food because they're addicted to opiates. This gives them a solution. For those that really would like to have that solution, it gives that to them. That's all we're saying. Give them the choice. Bring it into their reality. If it's not in their reality, then I'm responsible for that. That's the way I look at it. I'm not making excuses. That's my mission in life. I never knew what my mission. I thought it was to teach. I enjoyed teaching, but I didn't know why this happened. I retired from teaching. The only reason I was out, going across the nation in the big rigs was, because I was looking for something else to do. Supposed to just do it once a month, like for fun, really. Go see the nation, get paid. Hey, good deal, right? Never did I think a guy I'm riding with is going to manage to take an 80,000-pound, 2 trailers and big Peterbilt and go 75 miles an hour and go airborne and crash into the interstate bridge. Never did I imagine. If someone would have said, hey, Randy, guess what? You're going to be in a ride better than Six Flags. Yeah, you're going to be going 75 and you're going to launch in the air. Yeah, just like a rocket. I would have said, man, that's impossible. Come on. I'd be asking them what they're smoking. But it happened. That's what I'm talking about, life. Man, life is a trip. It will send something to you that you never in your reality imagined. And then what happens is you got to deal with it. Welcome to the party. Surf's up. Have a good time now. But it happened for a reason. I know that. I didn't at the time, but I do now. The reason was so I could be visiting with you on this video right now. We could be discussing this information that you'll have it now. And when that day comes, and it will come, when that person, that loved one, that friend, that coworker in your circle comes up to you and they start talking, like I had a gentleman the other night talk to me at the airport. There's a reason me and him was talking. We were the only ones in Terminal E at Dallas Airport. Shout out to DFW Airport. I don't even know his name. All I know is he was a vet, and we started talking. And I promise you, I told him, I said, here's my channel. Let's check it out. I'm upfront about it. You know what he said? After about 45 minutes of talking, he admitted to me. Now he's talking. He's resonating with me, right? We're bonding. He said that was one of the most painful times in his life. That was one of the most painful times in his life. He said that he had gone in to have surgery for hernia, and they put him on opiates. And when he come home to get off of that, I knew he was telling the truth. You know how? Because when he began to explain the symptoms, the way he was explaining, I knew then. I said, yeah, he's telling the truth. You could tell it. That's why you don't deal with BS. You don't tell BS to take a hike. And he said that was one of the most painful experiences he ever had. He wished he would have known about Kratom. See? It touches everybody, this opiate epidemic. That's why you give this information to whoever is out there that starts, and they start talking, hey, you can tell the symptoms. You can tell it, then give them the information and say, hey, check out this YouTube channel. Just go watch it. You don't have to go into detail. Just send them here. I'll talk to them. We'll work together. We'll get the information to them. And then let them make the decision. That's all I'm saying. Let them make the decision. And then they can go from there. And that way, I think it's a win-win. It's a win for you and a win for them. You get your friend back. You get your loved one back. You get your coworker back. Go have good times again. You know how you used to go out and have lunch and everything? Yeah. Good friends. Good friends. You see? And I'm going to continue talking. I just got to go to another video. I could talk to you all night, man. I mean, yeah, I just like to, because people I go across in life, they talk to me, that gives me knowledge. I learn every day, and I'll pass that on to you. We are in this together. We are one big family, and I love to give you information. You got my email. I put it on the channel. Anything I can do for you, send me an email. I do answer the emails. It may take me a while because there's a lot of them, but I do get back to them. And if you have any question, and especially if it's a 911, Kratom 911 emergency, like, this is what happened. I'm trying to get, you're trying to get off of Suboxone, you're trying to get off of methadone, you're trying to get off of heroin, you're trying to get off of fentanyl, you're trying to get off the pills, that's okay. You will succeed. It's like 1, 2, 3. You're not a bad person. Don't think you are. You control your head. You control your head. What goes into your head, very important. Remember that. You're a good person. It's just some choices that happen, and now you've got to remodify your behavior and make some different choices that's going to help you up out of this opiate situation that you're just temporarily was in. All right? Cool, man. Cool. All right? So remember, be okay with yourself. You're all right. You're going to be okay. All you men and ladies out there, you're going to be okay. All right? Just keep the positive attitude. Stay off the opiates and stay away from people that deal with it. And everything's going to be okay. I promise you. You're my best friend in the whole world. Until next time, you be at peace, all right? Love everybody around you that's your family and friends. They are your life. Next time we talk, your bestest friend in the whole world, Randy D. Rock, saying peace out.